If you've felt your legs getting weaker lately, if stairs feel steeper, chairs harder to rise from, or your balance isn't what it used to be, listen close. Most folks chalk it up to getting older. But weak legs aren't just about aging, they're your body waving a red flag. And if you ignore it, the road leads to falls, fractures, and possibly even losing your independence. In fact, research from the National Institute on Aging shows that things like circulation issues, nerve dysfunction, vitamin deficiencies, and even spinal pressure can silently chip away at your strength long before you notice. That's why in today's video, we're uncovering 5 of the most common, but often overlooked reasons your legs may be getting weaker after 60. More importantly, we'll walk through what you can do right now to feel stronger, steadier, and more confident in your steps. Stick with me, and by the end, you'll have real tools backed by science and the peace of mind that you're not helpless. And if that sounds like the kind of support you've been needing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss another tip that keeps you moving forward. Let's dive in, starting with reason number 5, one that's surprisingly easy to fix and might be right on your plate. Reason number 5, something surprisingly simple, but often missed: electrolyte imbalance. If you've ever been jolted awake by a cramp that felt like a Charlie horse in your calf, or noticed your legs trembling for no good reason, your body might not be tired. It might just be missing key minerals. Magnesium and potassium aren't just numbers on a supplement bottle. They're essential for muscle function. They help your muscles contract and relax smoothly, like a well-oiled hinge. Without them, things go sideways. Muscles get twitchy, stiff, and sometimes just shut down. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, low levels of magnesium and potassium are closely linked to nighttime cramps and muscle fatigue in older adults. And the tricky part? Many older folks are running low on these minerals without realizing it, often because of medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills that deplete them quietly over time. That's why it's worth asking your doctor, could any of my meds be lowering my potassium or magnesium? It's a small question that could save you months of discomfort and a few restless nights. Susan from Tucson, 66, used to wake up almost every night with painful leg cramps. She thought it was just part of getting older, but a routine blood test showed she was low on potassium. Her doctor adjusted her medication and recommended a banana and a glass of coconut water in the afternoon. Now she sleeps like a baby. No more cramps. So what can you do? Add potassium-rich foods like bananas, avocados, and sweet potatoes to your meals. Boost your magnesium with spinach, almonds, and, my personal favorite, dark chocolate. Soak in a warm Epsom salt bath before bed. The magnesium in the salts absorbs through your skin and helps relax tight muscles. And above all else, hydrate. Aim for 6 to 8 cups of water a day, not coffee, not soda, just plain, beautiful water. To me, this is one of the most underrated and easiest ways to support your legs. You don't need to break a sweat, hit the gym, or overhaul your life. You just need to give your muscles what they've been asking for all along. And between you and me, if all it takes is a banana and a square dark chocolate to stop those cramps, I'd say that's a pretty sweet deal. Now let's look at another sneaky reason your legs might be getting weaker: nerve damage. And trust me, this one can be tricky to catch. Have your legs ever felt fuzzy, maybe a little numb, or like you're walking on a sponge? Or perhaps you've noticed a tingling or burning sensation in your feet that comes and goes. No injury, no explanation. That strange, hard to describe feeling could be a sign of peripheral neuropathy, a type of nerve damage that disrupts the messages traveling between your brain and your legs. And here's the thing. The Mayo Clinic reports that 1 in 3 adults over 60 has some degree of it. But because the symptoms are so subtle, most people chalk it up to arthritis, poor circulation, or just another part of getting older. I remember John from St. Louis, a retired teacher, 71, and proud grandpa. He used to walk his grandkids to school every morning, but then his legs started feeling like rubber. He couldn't keep up. He thought it was blood flow. But after a quick visit to his doctor, a simple blood test showed he was severely low in vitamin B12. His doctor recommended a few changes: more eggs and dairy, a fortified breakfast cereal, and a B12 supplement. 6 weeks later, John told me, "It feels like my legs are finally listening to me again." That's the thing about nerve damage. It doesn't shout, it whispers. And if you ignore it, it can gradually steal your balance, reaction time, and confidence. So what can you do? Start with vitamin B12. It's essential for nerve health, and many older adults have low levels, especially if they take medications for diabetes or acid reflux, which can block absorption. Add more B12-rich foods like eggs, beef liver, yogurt, and fortified cereals. If you're vegetarian or don't absorb nutrients well, ask your doctor if a supplement is right for you. Also, be mindful of alcohol. Even moderate drinking can affect your nerves over time. If your legs already feel unsteady, it's worth reconsidering that second glass of wine. And don't underestimate the power of touch. Gentle foot and calf massages can help stimulate circulation and reconnect you to those sleepy nerve endings. Personally, I think this is one of the most underdiagnosed and misunderstood reasons people start to lose confidence in their legs. It won't show up on an x-ray, but your body feels it. And if you tune in, you'll hear what it's trying to say. If your feet have been tingling, twitching, or just feel off, don't shrug it off. Sometimes your legs aren't the problem at all. Your nerves are just trying to be heard. Let's move into something that's often overlooked, but can have a huge impact on how your legs feel. Poor circulation. You know the signs. Your legs feel heavy, maybe cold to the touch, and sometimes they cramp up just from walking across the parking lot. But oddly enough, when you sit down and rest, the discomfort fades. It's easy to assume you just need to slow down. But that pattern, pain with activity, relief with rest, is actually a classic warning sign of peripheral artery disease, or PAD. According to the American Heart Association, PAD affects 1 in 5 adults over 60, making it one of the most common and under-recognized causes of leg fatigue and weakness. Here's what's happening. Over time, plaque can build up inside the arteries that carry blood to your legs. That narrows the flow of oxygen-rich blood, especially when your muscles need more of it, like during a walk or when standing for long periods. It's kind of like trying to run a vacuum on a dying battery. There's just not enough power getting through. Barbara from Asheville, 73, used to love her morning walks. But one day, just walking the grocery store aisles left her so winded and cramped, she had to stop and rest every few minutes. She figured it was just part of aging, but her doctor recognized the symptoms of PAD and helped her make some small changes. She started with 15-minute walks around the neighborhood. She swapped out salty snacks and made sure to keep her legs elevated during evening TV time. 3 months later, she was back to hiking her favorite trail with her walking group and feeling stronger with every step. So if your legs feel cold, tight, or achy when you're on your feet, don't just chalk it up to being out of shape. Your muscles may be doing their job. The problem is, the blood can't keep up. Here's what helps. Start walking daily, even if it's slow and short. Stand up and move around every 30 minutes, especially if you've been sitting for a while. Drink plenty of water to help your blood flow more easily. And cut back on salt. It makes your body retain fluid and increases pressure on your arteries. In some cases, your doctor might recommend compression socks to assist circulation, especially if swelling is an issue. What I love about this is how simple the fix can be. You don't need a gym membership or expensive treatments. Just a good pair of shoes, a little consistency, and a commitment to your own well-being. Because when the blood flows better, everything works better, including your confidence to stay active and independent. And if you're still here with us, thank you. That already means you care about your health. If this video has helped you in any way so far, just drop a number 1 in the comments below. That's our little way of knowing you're still with us and that we're walking this journey together. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button and the little bell icon. That way you won't miss the next simple habit or small tip that could help you feel stronger, steadier, and more free day by day. Let's move into something many people overlook: spinal compression, a hidden reason why your legs might be getting weaker. Now, it might sound strange, but sometimes the issue isn't in your legs at all. If you've ever had numbness, sharp pain, or even a strange buckling feeling in one leg, The real trouble might be starting in your lower back. Compressed nerves, often from things like poor posture, spinal stenosis, or a herniated disc, can quietly interfere with how your legs move and feel. It's like someone stepping on a garden hose. The water, or in this case the nerve signal, still tries to get through, but it's weak, inconsistent, and frustrating. Harvard Health points out that spinal nerve compression becomes much more common after age 60, especially among folks who sit a lot or have long-standing posture issues. And yet, so many people assume it's their knees or hips that are wearing out, never realizing their spine is the one asking for help. Carlos from Denver, 69, was one of them. He loved grilling out with his grandkids, but couldn't stand more than 10 minutes without pain shooting down his leg. Turns out an old disc problem was pressing on a nerve in his back. With a few weeks of posture therapy, better back support, and some gentle stretches, he was back in his yard, burger tongs in hand, smiling like a champ. So what can you do? Start with movement. Gentle stretches like knee to chest, cat-cow, or a seated spinal twist can help ease tightness and decompress the spine. Support your lower back anytime you sit. Use a rolled towel or lumbar cushion, especially in soft chairs or recliners. And most importantly, don't sit too long. Get up and move every 30 minutes, even just to stretch or walk a bit around the room. If the pain or weakness only happens on one side or seems to radiate down a leg, that's a sign it's time to talk to a physical therapist. I've seen this time and again. Someone feels strong and healthy overall, but their legs still feel off, and the real answer is hiding in the spine. Personally, I think spinal care doesn't get enough credit. We focus on our diet, our steps, even our blood pressure, but your spine is like the body's command center. If that communication gets blocked, everything below it feels the effects. So, if your legs have been acting up and no one can quite explain why, maybe it's time to listen to your lower back. And now we've reached what I believe is the biggest culprit behind leg weakness after 60. Muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia. This one hits close to home for a lot of people because it creeps in so gradually we almost don't notice it. One day you're climbing stairs like nothing, and then suddenly that same staircase feels twice as long. Here's what's really going on. After age 30, we all start to lose a bit of muscle each year. But after 60, that loss picks up speed. And if we're not actively doing something about it, we could lose up to 50% of our leg strength by age 80, according to the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy. That's not just about feeling a little tired. Muscle loss is the #1 predictor of falls in older adults. And falls are the leading cause of injury-related death for people over 65. This is serious, but it's also reversible. That's the part I love to share. Take Helen from Ohio, 67, retired librarian, kind-hearted and sharp as a tack. She hadn't exercised in over 10 years and felt like her legs just didn't have it anymore. Her doctor suggested she start with something simple. Sit-to-stand squats from a sturdy chair. She did 10 a day. That's it. Within 6 weeks, she was climbing stairs without holding the railing and grinning ear to ear. You don't need to join a gym or lift heavy weights to fight sarcopenia. Start with bodyweight exercises like chair squats, step-ups, or leg lifts while brushing your teeth. The key is consistency, not intensity. And don't forget your protein. Your muscles can't rebuild without it. Add chicken, eggs, beans, fish, or even a protein smoothie to each meal if you can. Most older adults aren't eating enough protein, especially at breakfast, which is when our bodies need it most to fuel movement. A little tip I often give my clients: keep a resistance band near your favorite chair. Use it while watching TV. Even 5 minutes a day adds up over time. Here's something I believe with all my heart. You are never too old to get stronger. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s regain strength, stability, and confidence they thought was long gone. Not by doing anything extreme, just by showing up for their body, one small step at a time. So if your legs have felt weaker lately, don't just accept it. This isn't about chasing youth, it's about protecting your independence. And your legs, they'll thank you for it. Let me leave you with this. This video wasn't just about weak legs. It was about reclaiming strength, confidence, and independence, one small step at a time. We've talked about 5 of the most common reasons your legs might be getting weaker after 60. Some obvious, others more hidden. From mineral imbalances to nerve damage, from circulation and spinal issues to age-related muscle loss, each one has something in common. You can do something about it. The next step is simple. Choose just one thing from what you've learned today. Maybe it's adding a banana and a glass of water to your morning routine. Maybe it's taking a short walk after dinner. Or maybe it's finally having that conversation with your doctor you've been putting off. Whatever you choose, don't wait. Your legs carry you through your day, your memories, your milestones. Now's the time to give them the care and attention they've been asking for. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Which part of this video spoke to you the most? Leave a comment below and share your experience. It might help someone else feel a little less alone. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing it with a friend or loved one. Together, we can keep each other strong, steady, and moving forward.